Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the fifth grade concept of simplifying expressions in order of operations. This is standard 5.4F in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 33 of the 2025 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a pretty complex expression here. We need to find the value, and we should be thinking of our PEMDAS. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is what we typically remember, and that is a mnemonic that helps us remember that we always do the parentheses first. So the parentheses always point our eyes to what we need to do first. Next, we will eventually get to exponents. That is more of a sixth grade thing. We don't mess with that much. You notice I'm going to draw this line here underneath the D. Multiply and divide always comes before add and subtract, but they are inverse operations. One of the confusing things for students is to think they always have to multiply every time before they divide. If you come to a division first, if you're moving left to right, you can do that before multiplication. Same with add and subtract. We have to list one before the other to make our mnemonic work, but they are actually inverse operations. They are equal, so you can subtract before you add if you want to. Now, parentheses has two different layers. We've got the inside parentheses, and then we've got brackets on the outside. So rather than confusing you with two parentheses stacked on top of each other, they just slightly change the shape. So the outside brackets always come first. So what we want to do here is we want to rewrite this, and I'm going to step by step kind of show you what we're looking at. 9 minus 5 times 3 plus 7. And then we've got a bracket minus 2. Well, hopefully you see the 8 and the 2. We're going to do those last because everything points us to these brackets. Okay, so we're going to do what's inside the bracket first. We're going to exclude the 8 and the 2 on the outside. So what is inside the bracket? Well, I've got a parentheses. I've got two different parentheses. And so I've got this 9 minus 5, and I've got this 3 plus 7. That multiplies outside the parentheses, so I'm not going to mess with that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just rewrite 8 plus, I'm going to bring this bracket down. But now, what is 9 minus 5? Well, that's 4. And then once we get that 4, we don't really need the parentheses anymore. What is 7 plus 3? Well, that is 10. Now, I just did both of those at the same time. If you wanted to do one at each time, right? If you wanted to do just get the 4 first, 9 minus 5, rewrite everything. But since they're two separate parentheses, you can do both at the same time, and you're not going to change anything. So the parentheses are gone. What are we looking at now? Well, we still got this bracket. So what is inside this bracket? 4 times 10. All right, so that's our next choice is 4 times 10. So let's rewrite. I've got 8 plus, I'm going to go ahead and collapse this, so I don't need to write the brackets anymore. What is 4 times 10? Well, that's going to be 40. And then I've got my minus 2. So all of this right here that we did up here ended up being 40. So that's something that we need to keep in mind. And now we are down to the parentheses are gone. The brackets are gone. The multiplication is gone. There was no division. We're not dealing with exponents. Now we just add and subtract. So we're just going to go left to right. So let's do this first. And we're going to do 8 plus 40. That's going to be 48. And then we've got that minus 2 left. And then we only have one expression left. What is 48 minus 2? And we finally get our answer of 46. Now, you see all these incorrect answers. Those are choices you can make if we make mistakes along the way. But we've narrowed it down here. We've used our PEMDAS, and our answer is C.